Thank you, Keith, for that. I'm excited to be a part of this, and I'm excited to bring information on SBA resources that can assist our agricultural entities, our energy businesses, our technology businesses, our construction businesses. You know, any type of business, for-profit business, the SBA has valuable resources in the area of counseling resources and procurement assistance for those businesses, especially in particular for this summit, that want to do business with the government. We have resources to help them with that. And we have loan programs, a myriad of loan programs that are available to help small businesses that want to, expand and grow, get started, help small businesses in their, if they're doing procurement and need financing to perform on contracts. SBA programs can be used for that. So I'm going to bring up my share screen here, and we'll get started, and I can show you some of the slides that do my presentation of the SBA resources. Okay, we're good to go. Okay, then. So let me get started here with the SBA. The Small Business Administration is the federal agency that's set up for the purpose of helping businesses get started and grow and expand and recover. Now, the recover has to do generally with disaster situations. We'll touch a little bit about that shortly on the end, but we're going to be primarily talking about the first three there, the start, grow, and expand. Now, I understand the conference is hosted by A&M and MBDA. I know that we've got a lot of Alabama-based businesses. I suspect there may be some people participating in the conference as attendees and speakers, and also business owners who may also be located out of state, because I think this conference has a national reach to it. So I did want to indicate a way for a lot of the things I'll be talking about are going to be available to businesses in any state, because the SBA services, the way they are delivered, are generally the same across the nation. But what you'll want to do, you'll see the web address there on the bottom of this slide, sba.gov/local. So a lot of the programs that I talk about, if you're outside of Alabama, you'll want to contact your local district office of SBA or the district office that serves the area where you're located in your state. And that web address will take you there. sba.gov/local will take you to the web page that lists the states and their district offices across the country. So that's something you want to be aware of if you're looking to contact the SBA district office of the state that you're in. So one of the ways that SBA delivers our resources, the SBA is actually an independent federal agency. However, we're probably the smallest independent federal agency. We don't answer to any other. We're not up under Commerce. We're not up under Trade. In fact, the SBA administrator, the boss of the SBA, is a cabinet level position on the president's cabinet. A little aside in that regard, is as a small independent federal agency, back when the COVID pandemic started, we were tasked by the government, by the president, under the Trump and the Biden administration, to deliver our disaster resources for the economic injury disaster loan and the paycheck protection program loans, the largest relief programs that have ever been rolled out generally by our government. However, they chose the smallest federal agency to roll it out, and also at the same time they sent us home for telework because of COVID. So the SBA, I'll commend the agency, rolled out this massive relief program, generally from our living rooms and from our bedrooms and from our basements, probably wearing sweatpants and pajamas for the most part during it, or casual clothes. So we had to pivot, but I think we were successful. Those programs have sunsetted, and now SBA's traditional loan programs are coming back to the fore, and we're spending more time promoting those. But in regards to the resource, the reason I mentioned the size of the agency, a lot of the services that we provide, we have to provide through resource partners. We're not large enough necessarily to do all of these services ourselves. For instance, our Alabama district office has 7 employees, 6 located in Birmingham and 1 located in the area office in Mobile. So in order for us to help expand our reach, expand our assistance available to businesses, we work with resource partners. The SBA funds other resource partners to help us deliver the services of the agency. And you'll see, generally, when you're working with one of our official resource partners, you'll see somewhere in their paperwork or their webpage that Powered by SBA logo. That just indicates that they're an official partner of SBA, approved by SBA, received funding from SBA to help provide their services. you see there's a network of over 1,400 partner offices nationwide. And we're going to look at some of those partners and the type of services that they provide. There again, there's a web address. If you want to find the local resource partner that's near you, you've got the web address there, sba.gov/local-assistance. That's the web address where allow you to put your zip code in the web address, and then it will bring up local resource partners. Now, something to keep in mind when using that resource partner locator is it works by proximity. So if you happen to live in a state near that state's border that's close to another state, just based on proximity, the results may bring up partners that are in the adjacent state. But you want to be aware of where the state you're in, and perhaps punch in zip codes that are more central in your state to return all of the resource partners that are located within your state. But just because sometimes, like I said, if you're close to a state border, you might be closer to a resource partner that actually is part of another state or part of another district office. So here's we'll talk about some of the resource partners that we have that provide counseling assistance to small businesses. And one thing to remember about the services provided by these resource partners is that it is free. There's no charge for the services or for as many times as you need to work with or interact with our resource partners, or for the counseling and the mentorship that they provide. One of our partners is called SCORE. It is a mentor group, mentorship and advice. And, if you're looking for perhaps a mentor that's been in business or been involved in the business that you're involved in, SCORE is a good avenue to pursue. You see their web address there, score.org. They are a national organization. So if there's an instance where there may not be a SCORE mentor in the state where you're located that has particular experience or is qualified to counsel you in the issue that you're having, you can be connected with SCORE mentors in other states that may have real world experience with the issue you're having, or have run the type business that you have run, has been through the issues that it takes to run a business. And so it's a national organization. So you will be able to receive a mentor that has experience perhaps in your business or the issue that you're having. SCORE provides free workshops and webinars, as do most of our resource partners. So SCORE is a very good one. We also work in partnership with small business development centers across the state. Each state generally has a network of small business development centers. Here in Alabama, our network, we have 10 centers that are generally located at the major universities across the state. Other states have similar networks, whether it's part of the higher education system or not. It just really depends on the particular state. I suspect most states, their SBDC networks are going to be affiliated with their higher education institutions in the state. There again, these are for startup businesses or existing businesses that want to start or grow. Free business counseling, consulting. Also, they offer training on topics. They generally will have periodic trainings on different topics, such as marketing, or such as social media promotion, or such as QuickBooks, or things like that, or whatever issue you may be having. What does it take to start a business, and how to do a business plan, how to do projections, anything like that. You will probably find webinars or scheduled trainings that our network of small business development centers are looking to do. There again, at least in Alabama, no charge for any of those seminars, no charge for the one-on-one counseling as many times as you need to interact or meet with the counselor. Another one of our resource partners we fund are women's business centers. If you're a woman-owned business, there again, you can get training and counseling on different topics and in other languages. Business advice to level up the playing field against the unique challenges or obstacles that women-owned businesses may face. We know they've got their own unique challenges. And so the women's business centers in Alabama, we have 3. We have one in Huntsville, one in Clanton that serves central Alabama. And we just recently been awarded a new women's business center here in Birmingham at Miles College as a minority serving institution that will be serving the area around Miles College in the Birmingham area. So we're excited to have that new women's business center in the state here in Alabama. There again, all the training, the resources are free. The counseling is free, no charge for that. The SBA funds these entities. And so that allows these partners to provide these services for free. and it allows SBA to expand our reach that we have and reaching out to the small business community just beyond our own employees. We also have veterans business outreach centers. You know, if you're a veteran or spouse of a veteran looking to start a business, or you're getting ready to transition out of the military and want to start your business, the Veterans Business Outreach Centers provide trainings across the state at most of the posts in military installations. In the transition office, it's called Boots to Business for those veterans or those members of the military that are getting ready to transition out. Or if you're a current veteran, or if you're a spouse of a transitioning military member or veteran, you're eligible to receive the counseling resources of our Veterans Business Outreach Center. Here in Alabama, we don't have a VBOC located within the state of Alabama. Our Veterans Business Outreach Center that serves Alabama is actually located at Mississippi State in Starkville, Mississippi. That is the veterans, the VBOC that serves Alabama. We have just received word that the SBA is going to be putting forth a proposal or releasing some new grants or requesting grant proposals to establish some additional Veterans Business Outreach Centers across the state to kind of expand the reach of that program. So we're excited about that. So one of the areas that we want to talk about is the procurement side of contracting, the procurement side of being a small business owner. Those businesses, agricultural entities, technology, manufacturing, construction, services that are interested in doing business with the federal government. All of those resource partners that I've indicated have trainings, have the ability to assist our small business owners to get set up to work in government contracting. And it is such a lucrative area to be in because the U.S. government is the world's largest customer. They're the world's largest buyer of goods and services that is there. So there is an enormous opportunity for small business owners, whether you think you may have a product or service or not that might be applicable to procurement. You never know because, like I said, the government, U.S. government is the largest buyer of goods and services in the world. You may have a product or a service or have the ability to do government procurement. You know, if you want to determine if you're ready for government procurement, working with the government, there's the website sba.gov/contracting, where you can evaluate your readiness. You can learn more of what it takes to do business with the government. Now, this is going to be a 30,000-foot view. Procurement training could be a 2-day seminar in and of itself, working with small businesses, getting them ready to do government contracting. So this is by no means going to be an in-depth analysis of what it takes. It's going to be a 30,000-foot view of why different avenues that you might want to pursue in doing government procurement. Like I said, the U.S. government is the world's largest buyer. You see the dollar amount there. Now, the reason this is important for small businesses is because by law, federal agencies are required for 23% of their contract dollars are intended for small businesses. That is every federal agency is looking, and that's a minimum number. Hopefully, we hope they'll do more. So when you look at the dollars that are available for small business owners in the federal arena, you're looking at the billions of dollars that can be out there to assist our small businesses. Now, like I said, this is 30,000-foot view. You could do a day's training on each of these ways of offering or receiving government contracts, whether it's a full and open competition or as a small business owner, getting small business set-asides by participating in one of our certifications or sole source awards. All of those in and of themselves are hours of training on each of those. And like I said, it can be very lucrative, but it's a complex arena to get in. But it's definitely worth your time and effort if you are a business owner and are interested in doing business with the government. The SBA can help you look at your marketability, your structure and experience, your systems and capacity, your ability to find the contracts to help you assess all of those things. One of the ways that SBA helps small businesses get involved in the procurement arena are by our certifications. These certifications that a small business owner can receive give you a leg up or help you to receive some of those 23% of federal dollars that are supposed to go to small businesses. Now, that's not to say that, you know, if you get these certifications that the are just going to start falling into your lap. You still, as a business owner, have to network. You have to make your contacts with the contracting officers of the agencies. But with these certifications, the federal agencies are looking for these certifications in the businesses so they can meet that 23% goal. So you do yourself benefit by pursuing these certifications. One is our 8A business development program. That's a program where the business becomes 8A certified for a number of years, and then you graduate. It's a one-time deal for the business owner. They're allowed to be in the 8A program for that one time. Generally, that program is based on underprivileged businesses or underprivileged business owners, might be minority based for the most part, to qualify for the 8A program. Our historically underutilized business zone, hub zone program is a location based. Generally, hub zone just corresponds to perhaps high unemployment areas or economically depressed areas of cities and rural areas. There are hub zones that are rural. There are hub zones that are urban. There are hub zones that are suburban. You would just have to, go to the hub zone website and punch in your address to see if your business might be located in this hub zone. In addition to the business being located in the hub zone, there is a requirement that a certain number of the employees employed by the business reside in a hub zone also. Not necessarily the same hub zone where the business is located, but as long as they live in a hub zone, that meets the eligibility for that. The Woman-Owned Small Business Program is a certification program for small business owners. If you're a woman-owned business, 51% owned, woman-owned. Our Service Disabled Veteran-Owned Program is a certification program to help small businesses get a leg up in the government arena. If you want to learn more and see if you're eligible, you can go to certify.sba.gov. That's where you can input your information to see if your business might be qualified to do the government procurement. Now, who can help with this? I mentioned our resource partners. We have one other partner that we work with, Procurement Technical Assistance Centers. There is a network of these also across most states. Alabama has a PTAC network that kind of works hand in hand with our Small Business Development Center network. In other states, it may be different. It may be separate from the SBDC, but in Alabama, our PTACs, our Procurement Technical Assistance Centers, work hand in hand or generally co-located with our Small Business Development Centers. But that's just how it is in Alabama. Could be different in other states. You'll want to contact your local district office if you're in another state to see where the Procurement Technical Assistance Centers are located there. There again, the assistance is free. These PTACs are there to help you if your business is ready for contracting. They can help you register in the places that you need to get involved in the government marketplaces, the different certifications that are available, see if you're eligible for the certifications, and help you with the process of applying for those certifications. And again, that resource is free. And so I wanted to mention our resource partners and the counseling they provide, particularly in relation to the government procurement, because it is a complicated arena. It is technical. There are requirements to it. And so there are rules and regs involved in being in government contracting. So we want to make sure that our business owners are aware that you're not out there alone trying to navigate this space, that the SBA has the resources with our women's business centers, our SCORE count mentors, our small business development centers, and our PTACs to help small businesses navigate this arena and getting involved in government procurement because we want to see our small business owners thrive. We want to see our underserved markets receive their fair share of assistance. And that's what these resource partners are there to do, to help you navigate those arenas on that side of it. One of the other areas that SBA will help, and is particularly for small businesses that want to start or grow, are our financial assistance programs. So I'm going to spend some time talking on those too. Now, even in this arena, our resource partners, not necessarily PTACs, but our other resource partners, the women's business centers, the small business development centers, the VBOX, the SCORE offices can help businesses that are interested in seeking government financing because they may have individuals that can help you do business plans. They have individuals that can help you do projections, help you put together your financial statements as you get ready to begin the process of applying for SBA assistance. So how can an SBA backed loan help you? And that phrase SBA backed is key because of the loan programs that I'm going to discuss that are the traditional SBA loan programs for small business owners, not necessarily in the disaster arena and not related to COVID, which we're coming out of, but our loan programs that we've had prior to COVID that we're getting back to promoting and focusing generally are delivered through other entities. That there's not a direct loan program that SBA has. We're going to be working with other and other entities that I'll show you later, delivering these financial programs for our small business owners. But if you want to launch a business, start a business, grow a business, you can purchase an existing business with SBA loan programs. SBA has loan programs for revolving lines of credit. If you need a revolving line for your business for working capital, SBA loans can be used to purchase or renovate or expand facilities. Now, when we talk about purchasing, renovating, or expanding facilities, generally we're talking about a real estate. The next to last bullet point there, purchasing of land or real estate. The SBA does do real estate loans. However, those are owner occupied. We don't finance rental properties. We don't finance investment properties. We don't finance speculative entities. If we're going to finance a real estate project, it's got to be owner occupied real estate. The business getting the loan has to be the business occupying the real estate. We can do inventory, equipment, or machinery if you're getting ready to export, if you want to be involved in export, and that's particularly applicable to our agricultural entities and perhaps even our manufacturers and our technical businesses that have a product or a service that they are interested in exporting. SBA has loan programs to assist them in that arena also. So the way the SBA delivers our loan programs, we work with approved lenders that offer our microloans that I'll talk about and our SBA backed loans. Generally, since the SBA loans are not direct loans from SBA, they're not low interest loans. Now, our disaster relief loans and our economic injury disaster loans were a low dollar or low interest loan program, but our standard loan assistance generally is a big competitive rate, but it's generally be at market rate on those loan programs. The benefit is not necessarily in the interest rate. The benefit is in helping business owners get loans that they typically can't get conventionally. That's the benefit of going with SBA. SBA backing may allow you to do down payment, more flexible overhead requirements, and some of our programs that we'll talk about have along with them counseling and education component that is provided as part of the loan, and I'll mention that. So our loan assistance is delivered generally through these entities here, banks that make SBA guaranteed loans or credit unions that make commercial guaranteed loans. And we also have non-bank lenders that participate with SBA on doing loan programs. Our non-bank lenders are generally going to be mission-based community lenders. Mission-based just means that there are entities that have as a focus of their loan programs reaching out to underserved communities, underserved markets, individuals that may have a typically more difficult time accessing traditional commercial financing. When we talk about mission-based lenders, they have as a focus of their program or their entity outreach to underserved individuals and markets, areas, a different social service or social outreach that they're interested in. Those mission-based lenders can be our certified development companies, which we'll talk about, community advantage lenders, and our micro lenders on that side. So the benefit to you, like I mentioned before, reasonable terms, smaller equity. Generally, SBA loans may have a longer term. The lenders that work with SBA can provide a longer term on the loan than what they do conventionally. And when you provide a longer term, that extends your payment term, but it also lowers your monthly payment. And so that can help with the cash flow of the business to make it more likely for you to be able to meet the cash requirement or the monthly cash flow requirement of your business if you can term the loans out over a little bit longer period. So here are the primary loan programs that we're talking about. A 504 loan, our 7-day guaranteed loan, and our micro loan. I'll talk a little bit about each of these. I think we're going to go to about 8:45 on this, so I'll move along here. I got about 8:34 right now. So our three primary loan programs, 504, 7A, or micro loan. And as part of the 7A loans are community advantage loans and international trade loans. Now, we'll talk about the 7A loans first. And you'll hear it called the 7A loan. You may hear it called the guaranteed loan. What that means is that the SBA is not making this loan directly. A bank or a credit union, a lender makes the loan, and the SBA guarantees a percentage of the loan that the lender makes. Now, the purpose of that guarantee is to motivate that lender to make a loan that otherwise they would not make, or that you could not qualify for. So it's not a direct loan from SBA, and it's not a low interest loan. It'll be a competitive market rate. But the benefit is that with the additional risk mitigator of SBA's guarantee, it allows the bank to make loans that may fall outside their standard credit box. So that doesn't mean that the SBA guarantee makes a bad loan good. It does not create repayment ability where it does not exist. The SBA guarantee will not overcome an absence of collateral, not a weakness, but perhaps an absence of collateral. And the SBA guarantee sometimes for lenders may not be enough to overcome a very bad credit record of the owner or of the business. But in those instances where some of those issues may fall outside the lender's conventional policies, but it still shows cash flow, it still shows the lender has a relationship with the borrower. They know that they would be a good risk for making this loan. It's just that for whatever purpose, it cannot necessarily qualify for the lender's conventional lending. Well, with the SBA guarantee to provide that additional risk mitigator, that allows the bank to make a loan that falls outside its normal credit policies, perhaps. How much we guarantee generally depends on the loan size. If the loan is $150,000 or less, the SBA can guarantee 85% of it. If the loan is over $150,000, in general, the SBA can guarantee 75% of the loan. Our international trade loans that lenders make, that we'll talk about, still a bank loan that SBA guarantees. But if the loan is going to be involved in helping that business become involved in international trade and export, then that loan can receive a 90% guarantee. The maximum loan amount that the SBA can guarantee is $5 million. So it's a very flexible program. And as I mentioned, it can cover a myriad of uses: machinery, equipment, working capital, inventory, purchase of an existing business, buy commercial real estate, refinance existing debt if it can provide a benefit to the business. All of those are eligible uses of the SBA guarantee loan. And you're not going to have a separate loan for each of those uses of proceeds. You'll have one loan that may have multiple uses of proceeds. For instance, it'll have a working capital component. It may have an equipment component. It may have an inventory component. The loan will be broken down into those different uses of proceeds, but you'll have one loan. However much of your use of proceeds is devoted to each of those different elements may determine the term that can be given to you on the loan. So the way to apply for the SBA 7A loan is that you go through the bank. You apply for the loan guarantee with the SBA participating lender. It's actually the lender that will submit the application to the SBA if they've made the decision they want to do the loan contingent upon getting the guarantee. So the business owner is going to be dealing primarily with the lender, and it's going to be the lender dealing primarily with SBA. So that there's not a mechanism in place where the business owner can get pre-approved by SBA before they go to the lender. And the SBA can't force a lender to do a loan to get our guarantee. We just offer it as a tool for them to use to make loans that otherwise they could not make. But once the lender submits the application to SBA, if it is approved, then the lender can disperse the funds, and it has the SBA guarantee there in the background. I talked about our international trade loans to help small businesses that want to get involved in export or get involved in international trade. 3 specific programs. International trade loan is just a standard bank loan where the business is going to be using the proceeds in some form or fashion that's going to facilitate that business exporting a product or a service. There's export working capital. If you need a revolving program to finance exports, SBA has an export working capital program. And Export Express is still a guaranteed loan. It's a little bit quicker way to apply for a guarantee on the loan. There again, you'll want to contact the district office in your state to find out who the lenders are that perhaps participate with SBA on these trade type loans if you're a business that's involved or interested in getting involved in trade. Community Advantage is another type of guaranteed loan, 7A loan. However, it's not made by lenders. Not made by banks or credit unions. Generally, it's going to be made by mission-based lenders. Those are non-bank lenders. There again, that are mission-based, that have as a goal economic development for underserved markets, other underserved individuals. Those loans, however, don't go all the way up to the 5 million mark. The maximum loan size of a community advantage loan is up to $350,000. But community advantage, like I said, is not made through banks, but it's made through these mission-based lenders. There again, you'll need to contact the district office to find out who the community advantage lenders are that are located or that serve the state where you're located. Another program I want to talk about is our 504 loan, as we're getting close to the end here. 504 is long-term fixed rate financing. Generally, it's going to be commercial real estate loans. The 504 is a little bit different animal in that 504 applications come to the SBA through certified development companies. And so, as I said, the 504 is used to finance long-term fixed rate, long-term fixed assets with fixed rate financing. The SBA participation on a 504 is up to 40% of the project cost. And the next slide will show you kind of how the breakdown works. There is a job creation. The 504 program is considered a job creation program where the SBA is looking for one job for every $65,000 of the SBA portion of the loan. There are some exceptions to that. The certified development companies in the state where you're located can tell you what those exceptions are, or see if you may not necessarily for your particular project meet that $65,000 requirement for one job for every 65,000. But if the overall portfolio of the certified development company meets that, then there might be an exception that allows them to still do the loan. Like I said, it's generally for long-term fixed assets. Most of the time, 95, maybe 90 or 95% of the time, a 504 loan will be for a real estate project. It's going to be either a real estate project or long life, long-term fixed asset equipment. Things like inventory, regular machinery equipment, working capital are not eligible to be financed on a 504 loan. You can do a 504 along with a guaranteed loan where you can finance the real estate on the 504, and you can finance your other business needs that may not be, your use of proceeds may not be eligible on the 504, but it might be eligible on the guaranteed loan. Of course, considered a participation loan, where you'll see that there is a minimum requirement of the borrower to inject 10% of the project cost. DC through the SBA will issue a debenture, and there again, that's like another type of SBA guarantee, up to 40% of the project. You also will have a lender involved, generally will be a union that loans 50% of the project cost. Now on a 504, the lender's 50% is not a guaranteed loan. It's a standard commercial real estate loan. But the motivation for the lender to participate on a 504 is that even though they've only loaned 50% of the project cost, they get to take a first mortgage on the whole project. So that's the benefit to the first mortgage lender. The benefit to the borrowers, if you qualify, you may only have to inject 10% of the project cost, which is substantially less than the lender would require typically on a conventional commercial real estate deal. They may want 20, 25, or 30% injection. And the CDC, the certified development companies, do the work of processing and submitting the application to SBA, and can also help the borrower find the first mortgage lender if they don't already have one to participate on the 504. There again, for your state where you're located, contact your local district office to find out who the certified development companies are that submit and process these 504 applications to SBA. Our microloan program is a low dollar loan program. There again, it's a mission-based loan. And when we say microloan, we're talking about loans anywhere from 5,000 up to 50,000. That's for your smaller businesses, your mom and pop operations or startup businesses, small one-person sole proprietor type businesses that don't need $100,000 or $1 million. You don't need a 504 for a building. You might want to start a home-based business. You need $5, $20, or $30,000 to get started. The microloan program is going to be a good candidate for you in that regard. There again, you'll want to contact the district office of the state where you're located, see who the micro lenders are that offer the SBA microloan in your state. One of the components that you get with the microloan is the technical assistance. SBA does have a lender match program where you can go to sba.gov/lender-match, input your information. Lenders have access to that. You're not applying for a loan at this website. You're just putting your information out there. for lenders to see if they might be interested in contacting you and doing the project. And that's not to say that they will. And that's not to say that the lenders that contact you are all reputable, because a lot of lenders have access to this site. And so you may find that you get a lot of contact, perhaps from out-of-state lenders that are reviewing SBA's Lender Match website, looking for potential clients. But if it's if you're looking for an SBA lender to do an SBA loan for you, this is a way to perhaps seek not just locally, but nationally, lenders that can do an SBA guaranteed loan for you. The SBA has for those businesses that are doing contracts, and you need a bond on the contract and you can't qualify for a conventional bond, the SBA has a surety bond program. There again, the way we can guarantee a loan, the SBA can guarantee a bond through approved companies that offer SBA bond guarantees in their state. Again, you'll have to contact your local district office, but if your contract requires you to provide bonding and you're having trouble getting that bonding, the SBA surety bond program can help you with that. And by guaranteeing these sureties that or guaranteeing these bonds through the surety bond program, the SBA can help you get bonding where you may not be able to get conventional bonding, or having trouble getting bonding to perform on a contract. We talked about the international trade loan. I'm going to winding up here, getting through. We've got export assistance centers. Our small business development centers can help you with the doing international trade. To get export funding, we have export express loans, export working capital loans, international trade loans. Generally, those are going to be through a lender on the guaranteed loan side. So if your business is looking to expand and get involved with export, this is a good way to go. I want to touch just quickly. I want to wind up here. I know it's time. Our disaster loan programs are direct loan programs for those businesses that are impacted by disasters. We can help recovery of real estate, personal property. You may not have property damage from a storm, but you may have economic damage. SBA's disaster loans can assist you with that and giving you loan programs to help you weather that economic injury you suffered. For those that are perhaps in the reserves that get called up to active duty, and you're the key person for your business, and that has an economic impact on your business, there are also active duty military economic injury disaster loans for that type of situation. So I'm going to, Melvin ended up here. That was a lot of information. It was a 30,000 foot view. I can send you the PowerPoint that I've used here, and you can distribute it to the attendees.
Very good. Excellent job. And we appreciate your time and look forward to viewing that deck.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate it.